But this could be the match of the day. It's number 4, Tyler Berger, taking on number 2, Ryan Deakin. Possibly the biggest match of the duel. Berger, a senior, Deakin, a sophomore. Combined, they're 29-1 and 12-0 in duels. Deakin 16-0, Berger 13-1, and we are underway. Berger halfway went for a shot. Deakin sprawls out.
Both wrestlers very versatile. They can score from in close with different ties, and also from the opening, from the open. Both have long arms. They're quick and strong.
Berger 3-1 versus Big Ten opponents already this year. They'll call a stalemate, so they'll go back to the center of the mat. And Berger, one of the more prestigious wrestlers in Nebraska history. Career record 101 and 29. The 28th Nebraska Cornhusker to ever reach the 100 victories mark.
Deakin really likes that left-hand collar tie. He's physical with it. He shoves with it, and he pulls down with it, and does a little shimmy action where he pushes, pulls, and then drops to a leg.
Again, Deakin is rated number 2, qualified for the NCAA tournament a year ago. He did not place, but he did come away with 2 victories. And by some of his victories a year ago, he did beat a ranked Nebraska wrestler in last year's duel. That was number 10, Colt McChrystal of Nebraska a year ago. And both, another stalemate call, as we are just about halfway through the opening period of this top 5 matchup at 157 pounds. Northwestern leads the duel 14-4. And all the results today have come with bonus points, 3 major decisions, 1 pin.
Deakin doing a good job of slowing down Berger, as Berger likes to score from the open more than Deakin likes to. And when you get your opponent's head under there, you can tire him out a little bit more because he has to bend over. His lower back muscles can start to get tired, especially against a tough wrestler. Trying to get him tired in that first period is big.
Again, another stalemate call, so they reset with just a little over a minute to go in this first period. And Deakin goes in for a shot. Nice defense there by Berger. And now a little more action. Deakin trying to wrap around and grab an ankle of Berger. Was having a tough time doing so. Deakin trying to rotate around before he can. They go out of place, they'll reset.
Both wrestlers wrestling solid in that position. Deakin does a good job of keeping his elbows high and trying to get to an angle and get a hold of Berger's ankle or leg. Berger at the same time keeping his head and his neck shrugged and facing Deakin.
Still tied at 0 in this top 5 matchup. At 157 pounds, Berger, 2-time All-American. Deakin, last season, was on the freshman All-American team. And Deakin, that included leading at Northwestern with 32 victories.
You'll notice that Deakin has his left leg forward. That's the knee pad on that leg. That's his lead leg. And left leg lead wrestlers typically have an advantage over right leg lead wrestlers because just like in the rest of the world, there's not as many left-handed people. So he's used to wrestling right-handed wrestlers the whole time, while most right-handed wrestlers are used to wrestling right-handed wrestlers. But in this case, Tyler Berger trains a lot with assistant coach Brian Snyder, and Brian Snyder's a left leg lead, so I'm sure they worked on some strategic stuff before this match.
Berger deep in on a shot to begin the second period. No points given by the referee, but Deakin trying to wrap up a leg of Berger.
Berger's working to get his weight back and get weight towards Deakin's head, and Deakin's trying to keep weight on Berger's head here.
And now a stalemate call, so the reset. But it was a 1-point escape for Deakin, so it's a 1-0 in the favor of the Wildcat. The number 2 ranked wrestler at 157 pounds in the country. You want to know how tough Deakin was this year and last season? A year ago, he was the only Wildcat to not give up a back point.
That's impressive. Because somewhere along the way, maybe you slip or you just run into another hammer.
And right now, Deakin being given a test here by Tyler Berger as he only leads 1-0 with 45 seconds left in the second period.
At the out of bounds there, if Deakin would have taken a shot instead of shoving with straight arms, then he could have gotten a stall call, but he did a little too much lineman football tactics.
They will reset in the middle of the mat. Berger, in his 7 dual matchups this year, hasn't had the most tough schedule, as he's won 6 of 7 dual matches by bonus points. Most likely not going to happen today, as he trails 1-0 to Deakin with 10 seconds to go in the second period.
You see Berger using his left hand to keep Deakin at a little more distance than when Deakin is doing that left-hand collar tie, keeping him in tight like that.
So we go to the third period of this top 5 matchup in this Big Ten duel between Tyler Berger, Ryan Deakin, with the sophomore from Northwestern leading 1-0. So Berger will be on bottom. All he needs is an escape to tie things up. Riding time, not really a factor right now. It's only 2 seconds in the favor of Deakin. Both wrestlers go off the mat, so they'll reset.
It's a good tactic there by Deakin when your opponent gets to his feet and finding a way to maneuver him to that out of bounds, to where if he almost gets away, you can dive in on a leg or try and shoot him off the mat and avoid the escape.
So Berger now on his feet, looking to break the lock hands of Deakin to get an escape, but he cannot. And they again both go off the mat. Deakin again building up a very impressive resume so far this season. First place finish at the Cliff Keen Invitational near the beginning of the year, and first place at the Midlands Championship, one of the more prestigious college wrestling tournaments over the winter break.
Along with Midlands, there's another tournament called the Southern Scuffle that is hosted by the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga. And most of the top 25, 30 teams are at either of those tournaments during that Christmas break, because with no classes going on, they have a little more flexibility to travel.
And now Berger looking to get Deakin on his back. There's 2 points for the reversal. So Berger has the lead with 1:20 to go in the final period. But now a 1-point escape for Deakin. So we're tied at 2 with 1:17 to go.
An exciting exchange on the mat there, right towards the edge of the mat. Riding time not a factor right now with Deakin 17 seconds.
Deakin high in with a shot. Nebraska crowd wants 2 points.
Berger's got that left leg, but not quite enough position.
Berger trying to get the 2 points to take the lead, and he does! Tyler Berger with a takedown makes it 4-2 in his favor with 40 seconds to go. They both go off the mat and they'll reset. The Nebraska faithful on their feet. And one of the assistant coaches has to pull Mark Manning off the mat as Berger and Deakin reset.
kind of feel bad for the fans at home who can't see the antics for each side with the coaching staff.
So Deakin with a reversal would tie it, but with riding time not a factor, there's the escape, so it's 4-3. And all Berger now has to do with 25 seconds is play some good defense, but there is a stalling warning on Berger.
You see Berger didn't turn in and circle fast enough right there, which is why he gave up the stall call.
Berger hanging on tight to Deakin's left leg as with 15 seconds to go, but there's a takedown for Berger. 6-3.
Right there, you'll see a lot of wrestlers in Berger's position just be happy to have a hold of that leg, but he turned it into a takedown, really extend his lead.
And there is the victory for senior Tyler Berger. One of the more impressive victories in his career as he defeats number 2 rated wrestler Ryan Deakin. And the Huskers have some momentum. They trail 14-7.